Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to get right into it. This is the Trailblazers versus the Memphis Grizzlies game review. And let's get into it as we watch over the highlights here. As you can see, Dame wasn't out there again today. So this is a good test to see where the team is at against a high caliber team. Excuse me, against a top tier team. The Grizzlies will definitely be in the playoffs one way or the other. Or at least contending to be in the playoffs. The Trailblazers hasn't played since Friday, so it was expected to come out a little slow, a little rusty, getting things going, and that's exactly what happened. Everybody was just a little bit slow, a little step slow, getting started. But that again. As you're growing, you want to see how your team responds to things like this, and as they've shown to respond in a few games before, to respond well to slow starts. At 5-1, I say it's been mostly slower starts. So at least 3 or 4 of those wins were after starting slow. As we see Steven Adams on the interior there. The interior defense wasn't bad at all today. I mean, it wasn't fantastic, but again, this is the NBA, you know. It was about even as far as points in the paint. I mean, it was like 40 to 44 or something like that. So, I mean, that's, you know, you'll take that. You know what I'm saying? We'll take that. You know, having Josh Hart in this game really helped a lot. For, you know, that stability, you know, make sure guys don't get a little too down or nervous, starting out slow and getting behind, you know, like that. They just got right back into it, you know, playing good, scrappy defense, a lot of rotations, you know. One thing I will say, though, is we missed a lot of early shots. You know, as we see Nasir Little right there hit the 3. We missed a lot of early shots. I think we shot about 40%. We're at home. This is a home game, you know. Memphis shot about 45%. So you kind of want that to flip. You know what I mean? You would definitely want that to flip. And even with that, again, you know, you're in position to win the game. You know, you gave yourself a chance to win the game, even with that being the case. I mean, that says a lot about this team. I think, you know, the shooting will continue to get better as we saw Keon get more time out there. And I like the kid, Keon Johnson. He did a really good job with the time that he was given, and got off to a slow start. Shaden, you know, ebbs and flows of the rookie. You know, he didn't have the best game. I was really looking forward to Jeremy Grant, you know, having a big game. You know, I guess I was hoping he would, especially knowing that Dame wasn't going to be there. You know, I didn't expect him to just lean on Anthony too much, or expect Ant to, you know, have to put up 40 or anything like that. You know, I thought Jeremy would really show up big. I mean, he had a solid game, but I'm pretty sure Jeremy also feels that he's capable of much more. Towards the end, he knocked down some good shots, but it was some key shots in that first half that I'm pretty sure he would like to have back. But nonetheless, again, like I said, this is the 7th game of the season. I mean, this is just getting started. And the team is playing well and responding well to adverse situations and scenarios. As we see Nurk with the 3-pointer there, Nurk did a good job. Nurk is stretching it out like, hey, if you're gonna give it to me, I mean, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna knock it down. I mean, that's a bonus right there for Nurk to you know, if he keeps doing that, he's gonna bring the defense up, and that's more room for Ant. That's more room for Dame, you know, for guys to draw and kick, get good shots, or to just finish at the basket, you know. as we see a beautiful, beautiful one-leg fadeaway right there. That was beautiful by Ant. That was all. That was there all game. Again, you know, that's one thing that the backside, the weak side was available all game for the Grizzlies pretty much. And until, I mean, really about this moment in the third quarter when the defense kind of cranked it up a notch. This is what this team is capable of doing. Now imagine them putting this together, you know, for 2.5, 3 quarters. You know what I'm saying? That's dangerous. You know, a good solid defensive effort with them flying around, hands everywhere. And again, this is without Gary Payton II. This is without Gary Payton II, who's really going to tough shot right there by Ja. You couldn't ask for more from Eubanks right there. But this is without Gary Payton II, who's really going to enhance that defense even more. Beautiful shot right there by Ant. So, I mean, you really got to be, if not happy, just pleasantly surprised. I mean, I'm straight up happy with how the team is looking and progressing. But for those who are a little more cynical, you got to be at least pleasantly surprised in how the team is responding to playing without Dame, playing against a playoff team like the Grizzlies. Starting off slow, missing some good shots, you know, and then here Keon, bang. Nice 3 right there. The guys playing well, responding well. You see Dame getting excited. Dame loving it. That's bringing the team even closer together. And Desmond Bane had, you know, he had a good game out there, knocking down some shots. As the defense was sagging in, Desmond Bane was taking advantage of that. And that was, again, right there. And that was a response to having to take away the paint. They were eating in the paint at will. But again, it was, you know, on the other end, we were pretty much getting what we wanted also. It wasn't like they were keeping us out of there. So, as we see Nurk get the offensive rebound from the block shot right there and hit the 3 from the top of the key. Team still staying in it. This was a good point right here, a pivotal point right here. Again, like that backside, that weak side, it was open all day this game, but it was a pivotal point when the team kind of ratcheted up the defense again, as they did in the third quarter when they got back in it. You're going to see right here, they're going to tighten things up. Ooh, look at this. Beautiful alley-oop right there to Keon, the young fella. I noticed over the summer that he had put in a lot of work. And you could tell that he had gotten a lot better and was confident with what he had learned and with what he had accumulated over the summer. So it's nice to see him out there showcasing and showing, you know, his new skill set and what he can do and what he will. I mean, I expect him to get better as well. Nice finish right there by Ant. This team is going to be loaded, guys. I mean, this team is going to have some firepower, but as you can see, the team is going to get better on defense. We see Jeremy Grant, top of the key right there, hit the 3. That's what I was saying earlier. He hit some nice shots in the fourth quarter. Big 3 right there by Ant. Big 3. Another big 3 off the screen from Nurk. And that's, I mean, I love that high screen right there. I was looking forward to seeing some high screen action with Ant and Jeremy Grant, you know, to close the game out. But Anthony does such a great job of spreading the floor from the top and forcing the defense to have to make a choice if they're going to help or not, which leaves the shooters, you know, an opportunity for a catch and shoot. So, I mean, it's almost pick your poison, you know. It's really just pick your poison. Just the turnovers. I think it was about 20 turnovers. Grizzlies probably had, I think the Grizzlies had about 14 turnovers. You know, in a game like this, 20 is going to be too much. But this is a young team that's going to work on those things. Dame wasn't there, you know. You got to really feel confident that later on in the season, man, the team's going to put up some serious battles, you know, with some of your top-notch basketball clubs. So, I mean, it wasn't a win, but it was a good game without Dame. to see how the team responds, and they responded well. As far as when the cards get stacked up, you don't have your main guy, and you get behind the ball early. Do you hang your head? What do you do? They kept attacking. Like I said, Ant got that killer mentality, and he's going to attack, and he did that, and he got it going. Shaden will learn. Shaden will learn, especially playing with guys like Dame, and he will learn, how to not get down on himself, how to keep attacking, how to keep responding well on defense as well, keep fighting, keep hustling. He'll get all those things. It's not all about the oohs and ahs on the offensive end and the high flying acts, even though we love it now. But we want you to use that athleticism and that quickness and all of that on the other end as well. Keeping himself involved, in the scheme as far as the defense and on the help side and everything, which is, with his ability. I mean, having him and Jeremy Grant, my goodness. And then with Gary, Gary Payton II, I mean, we should have some pretty good perimeter and help defenders, to help kind of counteract, Nurk's, lack of blocking ability per se. I mean, he can block a couple shots here and there, but as we saw, tonight, most guys can get their shot over Nurk. We're not, without too much of a problem. And Nurk did a great job of trying to counter that on the other end, being aggressive, knocking down some shots. That's what you want to see from him. Justice Winslow, he didn't have a particularly good game. But again, the guys haven't played since Friday, so we'll see, how the guys respond after this loss. Right back at it, the team will be ready. I'm pretty sure Coach Billups will have them ready to go, in good spirits and ready to get that W, All right, thank you guys for joining me. I'll see you on the next one.